start recording. And we're live-ish?
Live-ish? Okay.
Ish. We no longer stream because Google is terrible for myriad reasons. One of them being that they killed Hangouts on air. Makes me sad. Alright, so this is the episode 31 of Radio Statler, the podcast. Hopefully we will have... Wow, we've done 31 of these and nobody stopped us. What is wrong with people?
I really don't know.
Like,
it's kind of disturbing.
Like, seriously, nobody's come up... Well, you know what it probably is? I don't think anybody actually watches.
That could be our problem.
Nobody comes up and is like, stop it. Just stop, because nobody's looking. They don't know what terrible things that we do on Monday nights.
Yeah, no, there's that possibility.
I don't know. But tonight we have the illustrious Night Owl.
I hope.
The wow, that's really good lighting. Neo Amsterdam. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's just the face with the black background. That's just perfect.
This, I spent $80,000 going for a high finessed school, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home. Send me money. Learn how. Please send me money.
Oh man, it's especially with like the goatee.
I have an Amphora cup. Please, spare some change. Keep Radio Statler on the air.
Oh,
Don't
man.
let them take away my public TV. We all know that the joke at Radio Statler is there is no L in public.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
So now technically we have done more than 30 episodes already.
How well? So we had the first episode that never got published.
Right.
Zero. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, episode 0. I don't know what other ones have we done. I think everything's been posted. Otherwise,
I think so. I actually haven't been following up.
Just looking at the YouTube page, you've got 36 videos on there.
well, so not everything counts as a podcast, right?
Well, I mean, for some reason, episode 26 is split into 3 parts.
Yeah. Well, so
You've got episode 27.5 and 29.5.
yeah, they're not really episodes of the podcast, which is why they're 0.5s, right? And then
and then there's the Hope panel and the live stream from Hope 11.
yeah. And then the reason... Okay, so I'm going to say something really embarrassing and stupid as to why that episode is split into 3 parts. Essentially, I had set up OBS.
Right.
So that it would use key commands. And the key commands that I used were overloaded with stuff that already has a meaning.
Mm.
And I think I had made an assumption that OBS would have to have focus in order to receive them. Which actually, upon thinking about it, it would be completely useless if it did require focus.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be using it while you're like in a full screen application that would have obviously focus. So essentially I was accidentally stopping and starting the stream, and because we were streaming to YouTube, which will record it, but only while the stream is there, it made 3 separate videos because it got stop started 3 different times. Or 2.
Well, we can use it for marketing purposes. Anybody who actually bothered to sit and watch, 1, 2, and 3, we know we have to target these fans, which means 0, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Let's see.
we'll forgive you.
Let's
So,
see. Wow, why do I have so many
most-
YouTube channels? Jesus Christ.
Our most popular actual episode is episode 7.
Yeah. Sounds about
Although
right.
that might have something to do with the episode title.
What was that episode title?
Torture Porn on the Moon.
Oh, yes.
Everything's good title.
I remember that. I was in Picayune, Mississippi, working at Stennis Space Center.
Yes, that's right.
And I was in, I think it was a Howard Johnson. It was the cheapest business class hotel, and it showed.
It was so cheap you had to bring your own class. I can't think of a better line either.
Well, now I'm going around trying to figure out whose face shows up the most in the thumbnails.
I think Johnny has me beat.
Probably.
While I was leading,
Well,
Though,
let's see.
In fairness, for episode 30, I manually set that one.
Well, that's important.
well, it's vitally important.
Yeah, as you can tell. But so apparently, Mad Joe does actually watch because he commented.
Okay.
He said Ukrainian cursed masks are the best masks, which is probably true.
Good to know.
Carolina.
Yeah, our least popular episode is episode 10. Not a cup I can drink out of.
Figures.
5 views.
Look at me and you know the reason why.
Let's see. Analytics. Let's see.
So let's see.
Give me insight.
Neo, you appear in 3 thumbnails as the focus. I or my avatar appear. Six times. Johnny
is every other one.
It's probably some toss-up between like me, Johnny, and somebody else because we're probably the best lit.
Bunny is definitely a third place avatar.
Nine. Johnny is
That's a
9
terrible thing to
times.
say.
How did they get back in the?
Side pocket is once.
Looking
Bunny.
exactly like you would think he would look when you say side pocket.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Bunny appears 4 times.
No, more than that. 1, 2, 3. Are we including
Cooter
me?
shows up.
5,
Really?
6, 7, 11.
Hey, our average view duration is up.
20. Oh no, that's the same episode. Damn. Do we give partial credit for episode 26, parts 1 and 2?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, we're just counting thumbnails here.
Just
Yeah.
thumbnails. Our
But I'm only
average view
I'm only
duration
seeing
is up to
Cooter
5
like
minutes
3
and 52
times, and I'm giving him credit for the panel at Hope.
Videos live on demand.
Definitely.
Beaches, you show up. 1,
Average.
2, 3 times.
Oh man, I shouldn't have looked at the analytics.
I'm not sure who that is for episode 21. And I don't remember the name of the guy from episode 26, part 3.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name either.
What's his name?
Let's see, uploads. You said episode 26?
No, well, 26, part 3.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember his name. I remember he had that interesting. He wanted to talk about having like I guess remote conference, like a conference that instead of being spread out over, like it would be spread out.
Oh,
over,
yeah. Okay, now I remember.
And then
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, what you would do is just like.
Oh, Bunny actually shows up 5 times. I missed 1.
27.
And I'm not counting the Radio Statler live stream from Hope 11 or episode 23. because there's like 4 or more people, and it's kind of hard to identify people.
Well, so that's my ugly face, and I see Bunny and Darko. I don't remember who else.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I just gave up.
Wow.
But yeah, Johnny is definitely in the lead.
Johnny without a beard is like
Creepy.
like teenager Johnny. He looks like Jailbait.
Johnny, if you're listening,
He's not listening. You see, he wasn't feeling well. I think that's the episode title, though. Looks like Jailbait.
yep.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a reason
really
for
creepy,
it.
actually.
Here.
Especially with the goggles. That's All right, wait a second. Now, okay, I'm gonna pull up my analytics.
Your analytics. Oh, for your videos?
Yeah, for my channel.
Let me tell you, you're like the Bob Ross of lockpicking, so I'm sure you have much better analytics than us. I'm not kidding, dude. Like, I could totally just chill and just watch you pick locks. It's like you and like Jimmy DiResta. Have you guys ever watched like Jimmy DiResta?
Very occasionally.
Was ist television?
YouTube.
Was ist YouTube?
So, Beaches, just pick whatever period you want.
Period for you?
No. Well, we would both go to analytics, go to overview, pick the period that you want to review. And
what is first 90 days? First 365. Let's do first 365. And then we can do this year.
first 365 days.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no. Let's see. So, I've apparently been posting these videos since
At least 3 years.
Close to 4, actually.
I kind of believe that.
Because it says July 10th, 2013. I don't know. So, watch time, 88 minutes. Average view duration, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. 26 views, 1 like, 13 comments, 1 subscriber.
So that was your first 365 days.
Yeah.
All right. For Radio Statler, watch time was 2,524 minutes. But that's probably because our content is usually going to run longer than your lockpicking videos.
Yeah. Those
Our
top out at like 15 minutes.
22 hours.
average view duration, 9 minutes and 14 seconds.
Oh, God.
Still, that's close to, that's like 2.5, that's easily 2.5, slightly less than 3 times more than mine.
Right, but it's also like 1/6 of a video.
Right.
People get 10 minutes and they're like, fuck this. I'm done. This is boring.
Yeah.
Views, 273. 9 likes. 3 comments. 3 shares. Probably all of them are me. Because I used to share them on Google+. Plus. Like, I did a thing! Come look in the thing!
Look, Mama, on TV.
Videos and playlists, 1. We're in 1 playlist. And then we have 11 subscribers.
14. I have 14 videos in playlists.
Oh. Top geographies, 93% United States, 2.4% Guam, 0.8% Netherlands,
Well, that makes sense.
0.5% United Kingdom, and 0.5% Isle of Man.
All right. So top geographies: U.S. 42%,
Okay.
UK 28%, Canada 11%, Germany 10%,
Makes
And Netherlands, 4.6%.
Makes a little sense.
Good. Gender, 90% male, 10% female.
Not good.
I have not applicable for both.
Oh, man.
It's a very good question.
Traffic sources?
Yeah, what do you
Traffic sources. YouTube search, 70%. YouTube channels, 21%. External, 4.7. And other, 4.2.
Oh, I've got absolutely nothing good.
34% direct or unknown. External, 17%. YouTube channels, 15%. And other, 34%. I don't know what other means in this context.
Yeah. Now, the traffic source is a constant source of annoyance for me. Playback locations. YouTube watch page, 100%.
YouTube watch page, 89%. Embedded in external websites or apps, 11%. And YouTube other, 0.2%.
Huh.
I would like to point out that adds up to 100.2%.
Yeah.
So obviously something is rounded.
Yeah, there's some very bad rounding going on there. All right, let's compare.
Last three, this year? 2017?
Last year.
2016.
Yeah.
The year from hell.
Wow, we started this in 2014. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So, yeah, okay. 2016 is much better for me.
How can you say such a thing?
Watch time.
In context of YouTube, I mean, everybody
Yes,
knows
thank
2016 was a raging dumpster fire. But,
Yes.
you know, in context of
No,
YouTube,
absolutely.
it was much
But
better.
in terms of my YouTube analytics, it was a better year than 2013. Watch time, 146,989 minutes.
Wait, what? Repeat that back?
146,989
Yeah.
minutes.
Holy shit.
Average view duration, 2 minutes 44 seconds.
You know, they should really have average video time.
Wait a minute, hold on. 146,949 minutes?
989.
Yeah, I'm only off by 20 minutes.
40 minutes. You're off by 40 minutes.
Whatever. That's
Anyway.
like 2,450 days.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It was spread out over
People
many
have watched you
people.
for 6.7 years.
You know, periodically I will go and look at my lifetime, the lifetime of my channel, and calculate how many days of people's lives have been wasted watching my videos. 53,623 views, 413 likes, 18 dislikes, 185 comments, 73 shares, 299 videos in playlists, 314 subscribers.
Okay, something is definitely screwy with mine.
You have a YouTube channel?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
once upon a time, strangely enough, the most viewed thing is static that I recorded from a digitizer when we just started going digital television. In the last month, 211 minutes have been watched by 320 people. One person likes it.
just the static on the TV.
All right, I had this little breakout.
Post it. Give us a link to your
Link.
channel. Give us a link to your channel.
Just put it in the chat, and then
we're just
when
like
I
a DTV antenna.
Yeah,
Just put
no,
the
I
plug
get what you
into-
did. First, give us a link to your YouTube
I'm
channel.
getting the link. I'm describing it as I go along. So it was just a friggin' little tchotchke. I figured I'm going to pick up static. You know, it doesn't get every single frame. And whatever it shows must be a legit signal, because otherwise it wouldn't show anything. You know, blue screen of death type thing. But no, you leave it over a certain amount of time, it gains static, you take the frames, you line them up, and people love this.
Oh,
I mean, it's just fucking static.
Hey,
10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
10 minutes of it. It took, I think, a day to run, or maybe you left it overnight. It's legitimate DTV signals, because otherwise you couldn't decode, but people apparently love this shit.
62,398 views.
Go figure.
That's seriously.
I mean,
That's
technically, it is watching codec error.
yeah, but still, wow.
Actually,
I
you know what?
mean,
Oh,
okay, if I go to Lifetime,
I mean, I know there's certain channels that just have like puppies dancing around the screen. I know
yeah.
there are
So
certain-
your video of static is something like 3.5 times has like 3.5 times the number of views of my most viewed video.
Well, let's take into account this was put up in like 2009.
Okay.
So adjust for inflation there, but still, what the fuck? Seriously. What?
It's kind of relaxing.
It is a bit. It's even better without the screen
Codec error on
capture
top of the
lag.
codec error on top of the codec error on top of the codec error.
Yeah, but
People watch anything.
now I'm watching it right now. But let's see. So last year, top geographies: U.S. 55%, UK 7.1%, Canada 5.4%, Australia 4.9%, and Germany 4.1%. Gender. We finally have gender distribution here. Male 87%, female 13%.
Huh.
It's kind of unfortunate. Traffic sources: YouTube search 50%, suggested videos 26%, external 11%, and other 14%.
All right, let's.
Playback location: YouTube watch page 100%, embedded in external websites and apps 0.5%, YouTube channel page 0.0%.
Okay. I was gonna give them a little bit of shit if they came up with like 0.5% or something.
So I mean, it does add up to 100.5%. So
rounding errors.
yeah,
Let's see.
I've got a video showing banding and dropouts on DTV, mini DV cartridge that has viewers. Why? What's wrong with these people?
So for Radio Statler in 2016,
All right.
watch time 5,772 minutes.
not bad.
Average view duration 9 minutes and 27 seconds, so slightly up. So we're slightly more captivating than we were when we started. So I guess we have that going.
That's good.
610 views, 8 likes, 0 dislikes,
Whoa!
40 comments. Who would have
None of
thought?
them good.
18 shares, 11 videos in playlists, and 16 subscribers.
Good lord.
Our top 10 video by a long shot was the Radio Statler live stream at Hope 11. Watch time 2,958 minutes, which is apparently 51% of all of the minutes that people watched.
Nice.
For the whole year. 122 views. So for some reason, there's a Radio Statler live stream Hope 11 that has like 51%, and then there's the one with the same title that's 8.2%. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Top geographies: United States 79%, United Kingdom 9.1%, unknown region 6.8%. Probably all those people coming in over Tor. Netherlands 1.4%, and Bulgaria 1.1%. Gender, we've had an increase in female viewership from when we started. We are 86% male and 14% female. Obviously,
about the demographics of our own group. You know, that's not good, but...
Well, I wonder demographically, has anybody done like a demographic breakdown of people who would call themselves hackers? Has there been like a sociological study on what is our breakdown? How?
Well, the problem with that kind of question is how do you define a hacker?
That is always.
Well, no, it's who specifically. The question is who self-labels.
Yeah.
That way. And the thing is, I'm not sure anyone has done a real rigorous study of it. I mean, looking at who shows up at conferences and events, it tends to be very heavily male.
Yeah, that is true. Though it's gotten
varying levels, and it is certainly improving. But still, your average local 2600 meeting, for instance, still very dominantly male. Although New York, probably some of the most regular attendees are the female attendees.
Okay.
And then, you know, I don't know. I don't get to that many conferences, but
yeah, I don't have a good reference point for hacker conferences because the only one that I go to is Hope. I feel like anecdotally, at least for Hope, that number has been going up, like the number of female attendees.
Yeah.
As the conference has grown, but I don't know percentage-wise if that's true or not, or if it's just that.
Well, that's also really hard to get a real accurate measurement.
Yeah, I should think.
Anecdotally, yes, I think it certainly seems the demographic breakdown certainly seems to be improving. But you know, unless they start actually tracking things like who actually uses the tickets or badges or whatever, a lot harder than they do.
Well, so I mean, there'd be a lot of downsides, and it'd be
and I don't think that they ever will. But
people would. You could probably have people self-select.
Yeah, but then you don't get.
You get a skew of people who would be willing to self-select, and
self-selection just instantly renders that non-scientifically rigorous.
Pretty much.
Actually, it's good enough for the census. I mean, on aggregate, you can self-identify, you know, whatever religion you want or whatever race you want.
Well, but that's. But
it's not, you know.
But that's different.
Exactly.
You
they
still
don't really care.
You're still compelled to respond to the census.
Yeah.
And in theory, there is a penalty for giving false information on the census.
Call with you.
And moreover, you know, how can you compel a hacker to do anything other than give away free swag with a blinking light on it?
Right.
They can't. And they're going to give you misinformation anyway because they're hackers.
And know that,
But apparently, over the lifetime of my YouTube channel, Wait, did I use the right number? Yes, I did use the right number to start. I have wasted 178 and a half days of people's time.
Well, thanks for listening to Car Talk.
178.5148
3.14159.
178.51458 and then 3 repeating.
Let me see. Let's see. 9,000.
Divide by 60, then divide by 24.
Just divide by 1440.
And while you do that math, I'm going to get a refill.
I think we all do.
Over the lifetime of the Radio Statler YouTube channel, we have wasted 6 days and I don't know how many significant figures. It's like 6.5 days, rounded down.
All right,
which is respectable.
Yeah, I started just doing that because do you know Glitch on Twitter?
You know, I occasionally drop in on Twitter, but otherwise, like, I don't.
The young guy does all sorts of crazy.
Does all sorts of crazy. Period.
Yeah, but he does like he designs and builds his own drones using 3D printers and like just incredibly cheap parts that he either salvages or buys on the cheap or salvages. He, like, currently I believe he's living in a camper in the middle of nowhere.
What is his handle?
Getting most of his power from a like set of solar cells and a battery bank that he built himself out of like salvaged lithium battery cells from laptops.
Holy shit.
He does all sorts of crazy stuff like this. He's a absolutely amazing guy with electronics, 3D printing, and design stuff.
Seriously, what is his handle? What is his username?
I'll paste it in here in a second.
There's a lot of people that go by Glitch on Twitter, apparently. I got really confused. There's apparently a Marco Rubio Glitch. I was like, what?
He is a glitch.
Marco Rubio? Are you saying that he's a glitch?
Here, it's at Glitch Tech. So at GLYTCHTECH.
YTCH.
Type in the dark.
Glitch. Eternal chaos.
Oh, I think I know him.
Knowledge is nothing if not shared. Hashmaker, hash drones, hash robotics. Patreon.com/glitchtech.
Yeah, no, so he does some really remarkable stuff. But a while back he was
We were not paid to advertise him. This is a completely free and incidental promotion.
Yep.
We expect to share it now.
But he's a very interesting guy, and he's actually the reason why I do these calculations of trying to estimate how much of people's time I have wasted with my YouTube channel. Because that's how he referred to it when he was going over his YouTube analytics. And I found the concept amusing. But yeah, let's see. But seriously, man, how do you get that many views of a 10-minute video of DTV static?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Actually, I just don't know.
I mean, let's see let's see what your most popular video is. Yeah, your most popular video is that static.
Yes. It's just
followed by
a lot of bitching.
two videos from 2009 of a fire.
Yep. Followed by a really old, and probably I should fix it, Powers to the 10, using Google Earth. A compilation of shit that I did in, in college for my master's program.
You have a master's?
And a compilation of Frelscape. Which actually, okay, it's not bad. More fire. And then the last hope, escalator sofa surfing. With, oh, damn, 2,651 views.
So who is that asleep on that sofa?
If I remember correctly, it was Echo's girlfriend at the time.
Who?
Echo's girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah, I think that was the one Hope conference where I actually would go home at night. Like, super late at night, but still...
Well, I would expect.
Still not the thing where, like, eventually on the second or third day that I pass out somewhere on the mezzanine floor.
What are they doing with the couch? Are they just moving
well, right now they're moving it past the security checkpoint at the front door.
Dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Is that person now awake? No, I guess not.
Nope.
Nope.
I was surprised how much video there appears to be.
Oh, gotta get the garbage can out of the way.
Mm-hmm. As well as my computer that was hosting the visualization to the the attendee metadata project.
Oh no!
There.
The attendee metadata project. That was the badges, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I got one of those. And did she fall off?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Once it hits the full slope of the escalator, because she was feet first.
Yeah.
Her weight topples the thing.
So I'm gonna be honest. Like, we have an elevator.
It's. I don't think it was working that year.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's always problems with it, and most of the time we only get access to it during load-in, and then, like, very occasionally if we get someone with a wheelchair or crutches or something.
Yeah.
Well, the accessibility is now taken up by the sort of like basically a rising platform.
Yeah.
They've got that.
Well, no, that's the second bit.
Right.
The
Why
bit
is
going
there a
from
toilet?
the actual ground floor to the mezzanine level is first an actual elevator. And then, because for some reason the exit from that is a couple of steps below the actual mezzanine level, there's then like a wheelchair lift. And that one is always broken.
Yeah. Constantly.
But anyway, I'm gonna grab a drink and then. Why am I still sharing my screen?
I don't know. Why are there videos of toilets?
Yeah, that was Neo documenting problems with his old apartment.
Basically, every argument you could put in front of a judge to say, I was living in a slumlord's apartment.
Yeah.
He was. So, if you have an ass, cover it. If you don't have an ass, don't be one. The most pathetic show we've ever done.
What, this one?
Quite possibly. I mean, there was that one podcast where I showed up, but I got the memo on the wrong day.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that one.
I need to actually read my issues of 2600. I don't know.
Is that my phone?
I feel like I work all the time.
My
so
own little reality. It's killing me slowly.
I mean, of course reality is killing you. It kills everybody.
Yeah.
We all know how this road ends.
Badly.
Well,
It'll all end in tears. Probably already has.
I mean, doesn't necessarily have to be badly, but regardless of how we go, we always end up dead.
So,
Say lovey.
anyway, we've been doing this for about half an hour now.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Maybe we should discuss some current events or something?
Yeah, we actually have not brought up
Anything.
yeah, and it's been kind
Except
of
our
exciting. I guess the WannaCry, is that what it's been called?
Yeah.
WannaCry?
WannaCry, WannaCrypt has a bunch of...
Want to kill?
Want to kill yourself because you realize you don't have backups?
Yeah.
No, worse than that. Are the backups safe?
Yeah.
Every time there's one of these ransoms or malwares, it's always, okay, I've got backups. How do I know that they're freaking safe without actually mounting the tapes and possibly reinfecting my own system?
What you should probably do is... It only it would have to be executable, right?
See, that's the part I'm not sure. I mean, the one thing that I really don't understand, maybe it's more networking than programming, is, all right, so I'm on a network, it's Samba 1, how exactly are you jumping from being present on the network to being executable?
Well, so I think that was the exploit that the NSA, I guess, had actually found and had been...
That was one of the exploits that they had found and that had been released by the shadow brokers.
Yeah.
Actually, supposedly, they used two of them. One of them was the exploit for just the hole in SMB1.
Yeah.
Which I believe was assigned the... Yes, MS-17010.
Yeah, that one.
And that was how it was basically spreading between machines. But once it ran, it was supposedly, at least some versions of it were supposedly using another NSA exploit from that same Shadow Brokers release called Eternal Blue to create a backdoor. But the somewhat more problematic thing, though, is the amount of just complete confusion that has been created because people are so used to this sort of thing being distributed by, the suspect PDF or zip file or something that's actually a hidden exe or whatever. So I was in I went to get my mail and this was on the notice board in the elevator of my building.
Yeah.
You may have seen the news this weekend. Criminal hackers have released a new strain of ransomware that spreads itself automatically across all workstations in a network, causing a global epidemic.
Criminal hackers and put in NSA.
If you are not paying attention and accidentally open one of these phishing email attachments, you might infect not only your own workstation, but immediately all other computers in your network. Be very careful when you get an email with an attachment you did not ask for. If there is a .zip file in the attachment, do not click on it, but delete the whole email. Remember, when in doubt, throw it out. Specifically, Windows users with machines that run Windows XP, Windows 8, or Windows Server 2003 should immediately install the security update released on Friday by Microsoft. Blah, 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 blah. The thing is that of all of the big ransomware and malware epidemics that we've had over the years, from like I Love You and all that crap, you know, this is like the first time in ages where the phishing and malicious email attachment is not the vector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For like the first time in a very, very long time,
and I can tell you there
email attachments are not the vector. It just reaches out and tries to connect on it. Just if you have your SMB share exposed on your outward-facing network port.
Yeah. Which why? What is the legitimate use case for having that?
There is none.
Yeah.
There's only one, and even so, it's in the lab. That's really it. I mean, I've got
on your LAN, yes, but it should never be.
Never have this.
But you should never be port forwarding from your the inbound port on your router to your SMB service. If you have people who are not physically on your LAN who need access to your SMB shares, what you should be doing is setting up a VPN.
Yeah.
So that they then connect to your LAN, and they then connect over through the VPN to your LAN by tunneling.
Actually,
there is no legitimate reason for you to have an open Samba share exposed to the public internet directly.
Yeah.
This actually raises an interesting question, because we do have this
Neo,
problem.
get closer to your mic.
Sorry about that. It actually raises an interesting question, because if you are VPN and you are technically sharing files, do we know if there was an exploit that could jump through the VPN?
I mean, if an infected workstation would
user
connect to your
calls home
VPN,
to
why
access
not?
files.
Right?
So here's the thing. If somehow... So, first of all, most people's computers aren't running an SMB service.
Shouldn't be. Yeah.
Point.
But, you know, so there, I mean, the scenario where that is possible is that for some reason you have done like the worst possible configuration job, and you have an ISP that for whatever reason, like something I've never seen on your average residential ISP is them allowing inbound connections on SMB ports.
I'll rephrase. You know where I work. You
Yes.
know the level of stupidity and insanity that's there.
Yes.
Well,
And since I configured your router and firewall, I know that I did not
No, you
add
are
a rule.
competent person on our networks.
So I think the thing is though is that it's not. Were there any like regular Joe Schmoes that got infected?
Regular Joe Schmo is like a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, it was mostly for whatever reason like hospitals and other businesses and shit.
You want to talk about the NHS at this point?
NHS was, at least in the first wave on Friday, the big victim. There was also
FedEx apparently, and the Bank
of a cell phone company in Spain, I believe.
Telefonica.
Telefonica.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spain got
shit.
hit.
Yeah, those were the two big ones on Friday.
The Bank of China and Deutsche Telekom, or Deutsche...
Deutsche Telekom.
Mass Transit is.
Oh, yes. No, no, it wasn't their mass transit. It was Frankfurt Airport.
You're right, Frankfurt Airport.
So, were they... Do we know if it was a targeted?
It does not appear to have been targeted because it literally seems to just be scanning for any reachable SMB share.
Yeah, all right.
So really what it's doing is it's just hoping that your systems and networks teams have gone out of their way to misconfigure things.
So it's surprising that we have so much crap misconfigured, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
like
some
if
of
you
the
install a firewall, it's going to be
targets like the NHS.
Drop,
so some of these targets like the NHS, I actually understand why there may be a possibility that they have it configured that way. Which is that they have a very large IP block that they are distributing to all of their client sites.
Okay.
And they're treating it as if that probably Class B or Class A IP block is private to them.
That seems like a poor decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and chances are part of this is probably down to the fact that in healthcare particularly, you tend to be dealing with a lot of embedded systems and a lot of systems that depend on a controller or a viewer device that is, by the time it actually is on the market, the OS that it was built around is about to hit end of life most of the time.
Yeah.
Because these are, computers that in theory can kill you if something goes wrong. So they go through years and years and years of testing and certification, which of course means that they are entirely obsolete, and the moment that you install a patch, that has to be recertified.
Yeah.
It's the same.
And that means months, if not years, of testing and evaluation and recertification. And the certification bodies like to charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for every time they certify your equipment.
It's the same problem with like pacemakers. Like they'll use either 6502 or Z80 because it's well known, it's well established.
Yeah.
The flaws in it are documented.
Right.
Whereas in software, you have to buy the latest and greatest gizmo. We just happen to have based it on an embedded system, which the manufacturer itself is not really committed to because that's not where they're making their money from.
Yeah.
Right.
So by the time you receive it, not only is it years old technology, it's years old technology that you can't really replace, you can't field upgrade. It's the same problem basically with voting machines,
Yep.
So I just can't wait for this shit to hit the fan.
Well, at least the but yeah, actually the same thing happened to the old mechanical voting machines that New York had, which their problem was that they were all manufactured in a big batch in like 1960 something probably, and then the company had a financial collapse in like the 70s or 80s, and no one really made enough money making spare parts for them because there wasn't enough of a market for it.
Yeah.
Joy of niche.
One thing that really frustrates me, and I wish that like the government would insist on, is that if you are awarded a contract, the government should get, maybe for an extra fee or whatever, I don't care, but they get the design documents as well. So you get the specifications along with the hardware or the software or whatever. And then, oh, hey, went bankrupt? Okay, that's fine. We're going to go to some machine shop and we know exactly what specifically those parts are supposed to look like.
And I mean,
there's a trade-off on the contract.
So the thing is that for certain things, that actually is the case with the government.
Yeah, but they should do it more.
For instance, a lot of military procurement includes that sort of clause.
Yeah.
Which is why, you can still find in military inventories around the world M2 heavy machine guns, those big 50 caliber machine guns that weigh 100-something pounds, where the original receiver was built sometime around World War II. And you can drop in a part that was made last week.
Yeah.
And the thing still runs just fine. That's because, partly that's because any patent on that design expired 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Since that was originally designed in World War One. So, 100-year-old mechanical design is no longer under patent.
Hey, I wouldn't think so. Speaking about patents, actually, and completely changing track.
Oh,
MP3. Huh?
Are you going to say the magic words?
MP3.
Yay!
I'm so excited now that we've replaced it with all kinds of things that are better than MP3. It's no longer encumbered. Yay!
MP3 is no longer patent
going to do now?
I mean, now I have to try to find this thing. Do you remember User Friendly?
I don't think I'm familiar.
It was one of the earliest webcomics.
How early is early?
Late 90s?
Late 90s?
Yeah.
I was not on the internet in the late 90s.
I mean, let's go...
Maybe early 2000s. Maybe. If my parents...
Yeah, so the archive starts in 1997.
Holy shit!
That was just yesterday.
How much of a backlog is there? Shit.
It ran pretty much daily up until 2006. And then after that, it became kind of sporadic with, at this point, generally kind of like what's happened now with Doonesbury, where it's basically just recycling old
There's reprinting
old ones with occasional like special strips for holidays and things like that. But there was one.
Oh man.
There's one specific cartoon that he did where.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Userfriendly.org? Is that the one?
Userfriendly.org.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I have seen these, but never...
I'm trying to remember it, but some part of it, there was one specific thing where the cartoonist did a strip about how he had gone through a huge project of converting all of the archives to a non-patent encumbered file format. And completed it just in time for the patents on the format that he'd originally been using to expire.
Oh.
I forget what it was. It was, I think PNG was one of the formats involved.
Probably. I don't know. I feel like we've kind of capped out on image formats that get widely used. I don't feel like...
Yeah, no,
there was WebP, but I don't think I ever saw that catch on. And that's the last one that I'm
very
really
occasionally I still see TIFF show up, and I hate it.
Hey, TIFFs are awesome. Shut your face.
TIFF. Shit.
TIFF.
On the SideQuest drive.
TIFF.
I know. I am aware.
I
Back when I used to work as a document processing specialist, setting up those systems, TIFF was substantially better than JPEG or PDF.
Yes. No. In the late '90s, I know why. I know why it was there, but that it still hangs around.
But it's the best image format for documents. It is.
It is. It's better than PDF scanned documents.
Yeah. Especially since PDF is usually JPEG in the back end.
Which is why you want TIFF.
Well, it depends, actually.
I know, but for
that was actually a whole discussion I was having with someone recently who had a whole ton of ebooks that they wanted to make portable. And it's like, well, what format are they in right now? Well, they're in PDF. Well, what kind of PDF? Is it image-based or text-based? Because...
Or both! You can have both!
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes it is mixed. But, if it's created originally as a PDF, then it's really basically just another container format for a rich text file.
Yeah.
Where it's specifying, layout and all the other shit that you get in a Word document.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then you get the other kind where it's someone just slapped a document in a auto-feeding scanner, and it's all image, and then you have to OCR it in order to get the text out.
Yes.
No, don't OCR it, folks. Really, don't OCR it. Please. It's horrific.
It depends. It depends.
When you have to, for with no budget whatsoever, you have to go and create ebook versions of 30 or 40-year-old mass market paperback novels.
They're terrible.
That have been out of print.
Yes.
For 30 years.
Under those circumstances, get the TIFF non-compressed, then run it through the OCR.
Yeah.
The point is still that no matter what, you're gonna end up having to OCR these things, and
it depends on what OCR engine you end up using. Some of them can be pretty good for corrections with regards to using, I think it's like trigram corrections. So essentially, if you get an I and a G, and then it's like, is that an N or an R? Well, it's probably an N, because IRG doesn't actually happen all that often in the English language.
Even though it may occur, which ends up being a TRG, which you don't usually expect.
I know. But
so, just get it off my system. Event,
But like TIFF is much better than like JPEG, right? So there was a bug that was in certain I don't remember which brand of scanner it was, but essentially it so you know how JPEG, it has a reference table that it uses. And so if stuff looks mostly like it's that thing, then it'll just put that reference to the reference table and get rid of the original, right?
Well, that's why Xerox had that huge problem a couple of years back where your 6s suddenly became 8s because they looked just enough that they were recompressed.
Yes, that's the exact bug. You would scan something, and it happened on more than Xerox's, I think.
I remember 2 Xeroxes had the problem, possibly also an HP scanner, maybe?
I feel like HP... I don't feel like it was Fujitsu.
No, I remember. It was Minolta.
Who?
It was a Minolta all-in-one scanner.
Okay.
That also had that same transposition of compression artifacts.
Yeah. But so that was a huge pain. I think we got a couple of calls on those from some customer who was like, why are my words not my words anymore? And it's just like, okay, hold on.
The computer is in charge.
You just have to just go and uncheck this one thing and stop using JPEG like a schmuck. Like,
yeah, no, but
that's why TIFF still exists.
So
JPEG is for porn.
The first time I had to deal with TIFF was probably about 1998, because I got my first computer that was really my own computer.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a hand-me-down. It wasn't the old 486 or whatever that used to be, my parents' computer and whatever. And this was back when you had more than just Best Buy as a big box computer store.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing at the time was that there was always some sort of bundle where they'd throw in the monitor and a keyboard and a mouse and a scanner and a shitty printer. Mm-hmm. But it was a big deal because for the first time ever, we had a color printer.
Ooh, color printer.
A Lexmark color printer.
Lexmark is okay, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this was after... It was a piece of shit printer. I hated it. It was awful.
Most things that are bundled are not good.
Yes.
But...
Yes. But that was terrible. But it also came with a flatbed scanner. Now, keeping in mind that this is 1998.
Yeah.
Which means that the scanner is actually a IEEE 1284 pass-through device.
Oh.
So that you daisy chain it. So you daisy chain the printer to the outbound port on the scanner, which you then run a cord into the parallel port on the back of your desktop.
Or you have to pass it through the zip drive because it was parallel port.
The zip drive wasn't around yet.
Yes, it was.
No. The zip drive hit the market about 6 months after this.
The zip drive hit the market 96, 97. And I know because I took one with me to college my first semester in 97. And
anyway, I was not the one in the house that had the zip drive. My father had the zip drive. And actually, he still did until quite recently.
I think I have one in my closet.
Well,
you have to do the SCSI voodoo with an AGFA and they were still running 68K code to read TIFF.
Right. But anyway, so at the time, PDF wasn't exactly a thing.
Yeah.
It was still in an entirely proprietary Adobe format that no one else could even read, much less write to. So my options for scanning were just JPEG or TIFF. and the TIFF editor that I had, because it was just a flatbed scanner, there was no document feeder, and it was all done over nominally bidirectional parallel ports, it couldn't figure out pagination.
Mm-hmm. A series of tips.
Yep.
It's not a big truck. It's a series of tips.
It was a series of tips.
Then again, I was also having to get all of the documentation and stuff for all of this over a 56K modem.
Oh. You have deaded me.
And of course, this was also this was the computer that I had that came with the worst build ever of Windows 98.
Oh, I think we've had this discussion before.
We've had this discussion before. I know that I bring it up all the time, but the build of Windows 98 that every 3 to 6 months would shit itself, and back then the only way you couldn't do a repair install.
You had to reinstall it like completely. Right?
You had to reformat and reinstall. And that was what got me, first of all, really, really adamant about good backup practices. And second of all, got me to try out Linux. And I actually have not changed my Linux distro since. I'm still using the same distro. What?
Hold on a second.
18 years on?
Wow.
And where has Neo gotten to?
Oh, who knows?
Holding that thought.
He said,
Well-
hold that thought.
Yeah. Well,
This site is safe.
okay, yes, there we go. Let me see. I should still have it.
Ah.
It is somewhere on my shelves here, but I cannot find. I still have the manuals that came with my boxed installation set. But give me a second, because it sounds like the cat is finishing up her business, and she needs to come for a quick visit.
Okay. So all of this talk about Windows, there's I ran into a song on Google Play Music because I paid them money so that I can listen to whatever the fuck I want. It's by, I guess, a guy named Les Barker, called Reinstalling Windows. You guys ever heard of this?
Let's hear it.
No, I don't think I have.
I'm just gonna read the lyrics. I feel that's probably less like copyright infringement than just playing it. I bought a computer. It cost £1,000, but every time I switch it on, it keeps on falling down. I used to think it was my friend, but now it drives me round the bend. You'd be surprised the time I spend reinstalling Windows. I switch it on. What is this? Something wrong with config sys. This isn't my idea of bliss, reinstalling Windows. I want to share my printers, and I want to share my files. I want to share my anger, 'cause it drives me blooming wild. My songs, they say, can be sublime. I've conquered cadence, mastered rhyme. But nowadays, I spend my time reinstalling Windows. Reinstall! Oh, what fun! It says it helps you get things done. Every day now, everyone's reinstalling Windows. Look again, it will say, all you do is plug and play. Why do I spend every day reinstalling Windows? It can't find my printer, and it can't locate my mouse. The other day it told me that they were in another house. Still unplugged, still unplayed. I emailed God in search of aid. He's far too busy, I'm afraid. Aww. What a kid.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to have her come and say hi real quick, because I don't know how much longer she's going to be around.
Aww.
Yeah.
She's not feeling too well?
Comfy chair. I'll put her in her comfy chair, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
You realize this makes him Dr. No, and he's putting her in the comfy chair? Good lord.
So, still unplugged, still unplayed. I emailed God in search of aid. He's far too busy, I'm afraid. Reinstalling Windows. Up at dawn for one more try. Does it work? Can pigs fly? How do I expect to die? Reinstalling Windows. I used to like a drinker 3. No time now, don't call for me. I'm going to spend eternity reinstalling Windows.
Well, the only advantage I have...
MK Linux for Power Macintosh. Microkernel.
Technically not a distro. I understand that. Because it is Carnegie Mellon and all that stuff. And it's basically the basis for not quite Darwin, not quite Linux. But I do believe the Night Owl has me beat on his Linux vintage.
You guys both have me beat, I
I've
guarantee
been on a
it.
Fedora derivative since day 2. Actually, no, day 3. Day 1 was actually AWEX. Then day 2 was Yellow Dog, because this didn't cut the mustard.
Alright, alright.
So yeah, I think you got me beat there, dude.
Yeah, so, yeah, about, I think it was 99.
Yeah, you got me beat.
I ordered a copy of SUSE Linux Personal.
Wow, SUSE.
Yeah.
SUSE man.
Back when this was the actual German company.
Yeah, no kidding.
And came with like 3, you know, these days you get a computer, it comes with like a little fold-out card, basically.
Yeah.
Telling you how to plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all. This was the day when your operating system alone came with like 3 books that like stacked up to 2 inches high. In fact, actually just earlier today I had cause to pull out just the first volume of my AT&T System 5 for Unix PCs owner's manual.
Holy
and that was a like 2.5 inch or maybe even 3 inch ring binder in a sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful days.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, the reason I brought the cat over partly is because she's been hiding most of the evening, but we just found out recently that she has that she has cancer, and it's very malignant. Hence all the wheezing. It's this nice big tumor right there. So we're doing our best to keep her comfortable and happy while we still have her.
Yeah. Jesus, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm sorry.
I mean, she is well into middle age at this point.
Yeah. It's never easy though.
No,
Even
it's not.
If they live a really long time, it's still really sad.
I mean, she's easily 14 or 15 years old.
That's good. Had she lived with you all that time, or?
When my wife and I started dating, she had had the cat for about 10 years.
Okay.
And it was actually a rescue cat, so she had had it from when it was at least a year or two old.
Yeah.
And that was probably like 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. That kind of killed it.
Yeah, that was...
This is the absolute worst podcast we've ever done.
Sorry. And I still can't find that damn user-friendly strip.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not helping. I'm not looking. How was the NYC 2600 meeting? That was, what, last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Oh, well, roughly. I mean, we're on a Monday now.
And it's on a Friday. I know, it's a little weird.
But, yeah, it was Friday the 5th. And it was pretty good. We're settling into the new location.
You guys moved locations?
Well, the location where we had been meeting, which we had been meeting in consistently since... When was the first 2600 meeting ever?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know.
1980 something?
It has to be the 80s because it started off in the Citigroup Center.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was... We had been meeting in the exact same place since the very, very, very first 2600 meeting.
Let's see if we can find that information and pull it up for you.
I should actually try and go to my local 2600 meeting. It's just a pain.
You really should.
Well, I've been a couple of times. The issue is well, so I used to be in between like two of them, and then one of them doesn't really, I guess, exist anymore. It lost its home, and it kind of died out, I guess. And then the other one, it's like an hour and a half away almost.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, I usually get off work late, and so it starts at like 6 or 7, and then the place where they meet up closes at like 9. So if I get off work at like 6, then I show up maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then it's almost not worth going.
Yeah, no, that's...
Is that the new site?
That is the site. I don't know if it's new or not.
Oh, NYC2600.net. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't look at that one very often because I don't live anywhere near New York.
Me neither. I mean, I only supply the .nyc domain for it.
Okay.
And we really need to upgrade this site, but we just never really get around to doing so.
Looks fine.
Yeah, it's the new
June
location.
of 1987 was the very first 2600 meeting.
Good lord.
Which year?
87.
87. Oh.
So next month is actually, I think, the 30th anniversary
Of the meetings? Yeah.
of 2600 meetings. And unfortunately, for the first time in 30 years, it is not in the exact same building that it has been all of that time.
We've been in the new place for a while, though.
We just did the transition at the beginning, after New Year's, I think.
Yeah. We were scoping out the new place in December.
Yeah.
And this was based on intel given to us by the homeless people who hanged out or used to hang out at Citigroup Center. So they were the first to know that, hey, they're going to close up. And
yeah, so the
2 ears and 2 eyes and a brain put 2 and 2 together.
The location where we had been meeting for basically the past 29 and a half years is closed indefinitely for renovations.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
I mean, they pulled out the phone booths, what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
Oh, much longer than that.
More than that? It's all a fucking blur. All of 2600 is a blur.
I mean, they removed them right around the time I started attending the meetings. That was a while.
That was a while ago. It's all gone to hell. It ain't like it used to be. These kids, they got so easy. Nowadays, we have to commute. You get home at like 4 o'clock in the morning if we're lucky.
You all right?
No, I think I definitely did something to my throat there.
Oof.
Probably just needs hydration for all I know.
Probably.
Very probably. Excuse me while I gargle.
Here we go. Finally found that comic.
Ah.
Ooh.
Punchline for
Cartoon for October 1st, 2006. Today, some cartoonist somewhere will have just completed converting all 8 gajillion of his cartoons from GIF to PNG, so that he can proudly claim to use only free formats in his work. This is tech news for October 1st, 2006. The final patent claim on the GIF format has finally expired.
It's okay. PNG is better than GIF.
PNG is better than GIF.
Yes. Yes, it is. But at the time, GIF was slightly better supported.
It was de facto, because it was either GIF, BMP, or screw you.
Right, but for
BMP.
anything that you were doing for the web,
Was
you
GIF.
could not use BMP.
Yep.
Yep.
Even though the browser would render it, it just meant that it would take forever
And
to load,
possibly
even
a
for
day.
a very, very small image. Which, honestly, everything in those days was a very small image by modern standards.
Well, they kind of had to be, right?
It was effective.
Well, I don't just
Resources.
I don't mean just in terms of like storage limitations. I mean just in terms of like
Raw file size.
the standard for what your avatar image on most websites is these days.
Yeah.
Like 200 by
You have a
200
site that lets you
pixels.
have one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, most websites still have limits. Like the highest I think I've ever seen is 350 by 350.
Which for...
Good night.
No.
But at the time,
No,
the
that's
reason
quite large.
for that limitation, even if you were using a very high compression file format, was that 200 by 200 took up most of your screen.
Yeah.
100 by 100 was a huge thing.
Dude,
Took up a
64
couple of-
by 64 was large.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
But I
3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
yeah. When you're talking about 1024 by 768 being the highest possible resolution that only the fanciest graphics cards can achieve,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a 100 by 100 pixel image is
It's your
a
background.
not insignificant amount of screen real estate.
It's what turned into your background pattern.
Yeah.
It was always done so badly.
Oh man.
Yeah, it always gets bad. Like,
I remember Windows 98. I had, for whatever stupid reason, it would allow you to set a GIF as your active desktop background.
Yes. Yes. Oh god.
And me, being the age that I was at the time frame where I would have been running Windows 98, I definitely may or may not have set my desktop background to a GIF of a sleeping Charmander. If I was sensible, I would at least tile it. It's supposed to be one giant pixelated piece of shit. I probably still have that file someplace. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, no doubt. Let's see. Ah, here we go. There's a fine little pixelated, almost pixelated image. There we go. Let's do the share. That nice little background pattern introduced in...
oh god.
Oh.
Oh.
And wonderful things for your background. Actually, somewhere I have the link for all of these.
Now what size is that?
That is, I want to say 128. Yeah, 128 by 128, 8 pixel.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8-bit.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Got the wrong program. I can see what I'm doing here, which I can't. Serves me right.
Oh man.
There we go.
Wow, my processor's barely being touched. Recording. 3%.
Boom. Someone was kind enough at the Mac Rumors forum to make all of the background patterns available. So
Link.
I've gone throughout the years with the Mac OS X, Mac OS. No, I can't even call it Mac OS. It was System 753 desktop patterns with the 761 overlay that contained the graphic of denim, which I'm now going to share with you guys. Had that tiled, I would run that under, I think, KDE 3 under Yellow Dog, and then I'd pop into Windows and have that, you know, wonderful classic Mac OS 7 look and feel. Fonts, you're on your own. I'm sorry. It's still good, you know.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Is there anything else that anybody wants to talk about, or else we probably ought to wind down?
I think we should wind down.
Was there anything? There was something else. There was some other bit of current events that we had talked about before we started broadcasting.
Was it related to politics? Because that might not be something to go into.
Oh yeah. No, never mind. Yeah, I think that's about it. And we've been going for like an hour and a half now, so.
That's what my computer says. It tells me what the recording time is in the bottom right of the... Right next to how many... 30 frames per second, 2.9% of my CPU. Live time is 00:00:00, and recording time is 01:32:40:50 now. So...
Well.
Nia, what is that you keep displaying for us?
It's just a little gadget. Somebody decided to reinvent the big board at Penn Station in software.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just kind of nice to have in the background. It's actually a good old style flipboard.
Yeah, no, it looks like it. I think I've taken that Acela. Oh, 952.
Well,
Never
we all
mind.
have at some point.
I have never taken the Acela.
You fool.
Oh,
You mad fool.
don't.
I can't afford it.
Well, me neither, but you can always jump on his baggage.
I'd have to. I mean, but it's really kind of sad because it actually would be perfect because its route is exactly how I travel,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean, aside from, I think it doesn't stop in Baltimore.
No, I don't think it
It
does.
stops at D.C. No, I think it does stop at Baltimore.
Does it?
Yeah, it's
If it
northeast
stops at
corner, it goes to
Baltimore,
DC.
actually, Baltimore. If it stops at Baltimore or BWI, it would cover literally every single place that I go.
I do believe the Express does it. Don't hold me to it because I don't have Amtrak open, and I'm not much of an Amtrak fan as I am, you know, LIRR, MTA, Subway. But let's take a look. I think it does.
Yeah, I just remember from my, I think, the first Hope that I ever went to. I took the train up. So I had a backpack full of clothing and the phone from my brand new job. And that was it. That was all I had. And I came to work on Radio Statler because Nick God is a terrible, horrible friend. Love him to bits, but oh my god, really, dude?
Yeah. DC
Man,
Union?
you know, if I could actually afford it, the Acela would literally cover every single place that I travel to for conferences and Tool and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's actually a very civilized way of getting around.
Well, I mean, usually I just take the Northeast Regional.
I also do the same for economy reasons, but the only
Yeah.
place where you actually get any decent speed is once you hit Providence.
Yeah.
So until you get there, you're not really doing a high clip. Providence, we actually hit 200 kph. It was
Wow.
really quite nice. It felt right. You had the right going. I think I took a photo of it actually, reading POC or Gitfo on my laptop with background passing by, and it was just quite enjoyable. But the regional does everything. Basically, all the conferences on the East Coast, you've got them nailed.
Yeah.
But that I was looking at, I don't remember why I was looking at flip boards or anything like that, but I was looking at flip clocks, the good old-fashioned Solari Uniday,
Yeah.
just rolling through, seeing if I could hawk something or get some sort of gizmo, and that came up. So I figured, okay, I'll use it as a screensaver. Because it's either that or it's the Pew Pew map of where WannaCrypt is. I don't want to look at it right now.
If there isn't one of those, we need one.
We need one. We all deserve a nice flip clock.
We always need more Pew Pew maps.
Both of these things sound wonderful.
Okay, we're going to Pew Pew a flip clock. Watch carefully. Tune in this time, next month, as we pew pew pew.
All right. On that
All
note,
right.
I think that's it.
Yep.
I think
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night, all.